Hey there, everybody. I say everybody as if there's some huge dedicated following. Anyway, it's been about a week. Don't have the hair as it was the last time. Some snot in my nose, that's lovely. Anyway, I'm in Florida. Wanted to quickly, oh my gosh, that's bad. Wanted to quickly discuss a couple of games I went to, because I actually did go to a couple of games. On Sunday, went to see the Phillies play the Nationals in DC. That was Aaron Nola falling to Mitchell Parker. The score was 5-1. I talked about the Florida Panthers. How long ago was that? Close to 2 months ago. Well, that's when the game was. Well, we'll say a month and a half. And I'm not going to rant about this, but I just want to address that. Crowds. I talked about the Panthers crowd. And I think the difference here is simply that there's a difference location-wise in that you got Sunrise, Florida, Ottawa, Ontario versus Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Excuse the wind. I'm in Florida, as I said, but I think I said that. And the wind's just kind of a lot. I'm kind of walking on the side of the road right now in the grass, but whatever. And like I said, in Florida, it wasn't so much that there wasn't a crowd, it was a decent crowd. It was just that the crowd was super quiet. And in a, we'll say parallel notes to that, the crowd in DC, I don't know the percentage, but there were a ton of Philadelphia Phillies fans. As in, I took a picture, I think I posted it on maybe that Blue Sky thing or whatever, and you see the jerseys. I'm not gonna say half, but at least 25%, probably more than a third, Philly fans in DC. And I think it's ironic that the Nationals won, which when you look at the Philadelphia's lineup, and to actually talk baseball, that lineup, specifically the right-handed guys, is not good. Trey Turner, in my opinion, I know people will look at the batting average. I don't think he's that good at shortstop. I think he should be in the outfield. They probably have Stott at short. And his offensive output, specifically running bases, adding the intangibles, what he used to do, has not really happened. I think that contract is terrible. Other than that, most of their best hitters are lefties. Harper, Schwarber, who am I forgetting? There's another one. Who's the other one? Harper and Schwarber, is that it? Who else am I forgetting? They got Kepler. Realmuto's right-handed. Turner's right-handed. I guess that is. Maybe they just aren't that good. Maybe that's what it comes down to. The Phillies just are not that good. And I know, again, there's a level of irony there in that they're playing the Nationals. They did end up winning the series. And the Braves started at 0-7. So anything is better than that. Anyway, I was just a little bit appalled. I know the Nationals haven't been good in years, and the Phillies do have the fanatics, but it was a little shocking to me just how many Philly fans there were. Anyway, I've talked about 5 minutes. I didn't even mean to go on like that for so long, but it is what it is. Went to George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa yesterday, and I would say, yes, it's a lower capacity, and it's debatable whether the teams were better. We'll see at the end of the season. I'd probably say no, simply because Philly, I think, will get to 90 wins, even if it's a little sketchy offensively at this point. But Rays, Pirates, Rays, more like Paul Skeens. And again, I posted a picture of this game that I took from my seat. Only complaint I'll make is that the upper right field all-inclusive package section, that was a bit of a mess. I have no idea what they're doing with that. The food was great, the free beer was cool, but I was supposed to have a seat. That was kind of the point of paying it $10 extra, and people were sitting there talking about, oh, well, I'm sitting here, and oh, well, we're sitting here, and my seat was taken, and there's no people to deal with that. So if any Rays folks are watching this, which I highly doubt, obviously, but if any Rays people happen to see this, y'all need to sort that out. I know it's only the first little while in the season, but sort that out. I had paid like $90 to not have a seat and have this crappy view where I can't even see like a tenth of the field, because basically you can't see the right. You definitely can't see the right field line, but you can barely even see first base. In fact, you can't, depending on where you sit. Like, I was kind of, you have to see what I'm talking about. Anyway, with all that said, sitting on the issue I have there is, if you're there to watch someone like Paul Skeens, and a big part of watching a pitcher is to see the movement, you can't see the movement in probably 2/3 to 75% of the seats there because of how it's laid out. And I find that frustrating. It's not as if it's, and again, because it's a pro game, I went Saturday or Sunday night and looked at tickets, and then I looked again at like Monday or Tuesday, because the game was on Wednesday, and I don't know what happened. Maybe it's the Paul Skeens effect, but all the seats in the middle were gone, and it was packed out. So maybe a different game, it's less of an issue. But even then, I think it was still like $100 to sit behind the plate. So they're raking in the cash. It was pretty funny how they're paying the Yankees, but they're making their money back because those tickets are expensive, and the team's all right. Again, it's Paul Skeens. I don't know if he was his sharpest, but he went 7-0 earned. Someone had made an error. I think it was kind of Falefa. I have to look back, but anyway, point is, Pirates won. Awesome crowd. I preferred that experience, even if it was a small park and the view wasn't great. I think it was the atmosphere. The atmosphere wasn't amazing, but I think just the compact ballpark made it so much better and less pathetic that close to whatever percentage of the crowd was not even the home team's fans. Anyway, I'll discuss more later. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. Peace.